Apparently, Africa is cursed, and people who are moving to Africa are cursing themselves. Let's find out. Hi, if it's your first time meeting me, my name is Janita Maaya. I am a YouTuber and a relocation consultant. I basically help people who want to relocate to Uganda or tour Uganda or start a business in Uganda. I'm basically like your Ugandan plug, okay? I'm your local plug on the ground, like they can say, core ground. Anyway, yeah, you can find all my info in the description box or my bio. Okay, now let's dive right in. Not to forget, please do subscribe. We are trying to hit 10k, so I hope that you can help me achieve that goal. Okay, let's dive right in. So I was on the internet just like any other normal person, and I came across this thumbnail. You know, when you're on YouTube, it's the thumbnails that like catch your attention, right? And this thumbnail caught my attention. It said she was basically saying Africa is cursed, and then the picture of Go Black to Africa was also next to it. I was really intrigued, and I said, you know what, let me find out what this video could be about. And it's a lady called Leisure and Less, shout out to her, and she was basically reacting to Go Black to Africa. He was doing a live, so she got a few clips she got a clip of his live, and she was doing like a reaction, just like what I'm doing right here. Okay, from my understanding of this video, Go Black was saying that people who are toxic or people who are not proper or righteous or right in their way, when they move to Africa, they're basically cursing themselves because it's like it will end up failing or falling. But I want you to watch this clip before like we dive right in, right?
Spirits. I have a lot to share with people to try to help and bring people out of their own curse. Watch them come into Africa. And when I was sitting today, when I heard, and I really went through my memory bank, and I thought about those people who died, I thought about those who've been scammed, I thought about those who lost their marriages, I thought about those who had dysfunctions and hard ways to go, I found they weren't even following the Most High. I found that they brought over a lot of evil spirits or old schools of thoughts and belief systems that came and disrupted their own journey.
So listen close, people. You hear what he's saying. Now, Go Black is saying that African Americans, or maybe you come from the UK or some other places outside of Africa, you're essentially bringing evil spirits with you. So he's saying you're like, really, basically, he's saying you're full of the devil. And he's saying that basically that you are bringing it all on yourselves. So if you're getting scammed, if you're getting taken advantage of, if you die, or, if you end up in a divorce, it's your fault.
I'm all the way in Singapore. I'm dropping some gold nuggets from on high that hopefully somebody can grab a hold of this, that stop cursing yourself.
These aren't really nuggets he's dropping. You'll see a little further in the video. It's really a Christian sermon.
Stop cursing your children. I gotta tell people this because my thing is that we're cursing ourselves. Now, what does coming into Africa have anything to do with you cursing yourself? I'm going to tell you why. And it's very important.
So I mentioned that I did take out a few statements from this video that I wanted to react to with you guys, as your local person, as your local plug. There's a thing she said, or he said. It was like, people, when they come to Africa, they become worse than where they were before. And apparently being black is a curse, no matter where you go or no matter how they do it. And I feel like that's something that we need to put an end to, because in your mind, if you're thinking, okay, if I'm moving to Africa, you know, it's a predominantly black continent. I mean, it's Africans, right? So I don't think an African American thinking, oh, we are cursed, is the right way to go about it. Because, you know, let me tell you something, your attitude matters in everything that you do. If you think so low of yourself, no matter where you go, you are going to end up being treated lowly, right? If I go to a certain place and I think to myself, I do not belong here, I'm going to act like I don't belong, and people are going to sense that around me, and they may take advantage of that. So my thing is, just have a positive attitude towards some of these things, you know. Just have a positive attitude and know that where you're going, you're going to explore the culture, okay? And the other thing that also I could see in the comments, I may drop some comments here, I could see in the comment section of the people who were there, it was more of like, oh, they don't like us. Oh yes, you're right, you know. Go Black mentioned there were certain people who died when they went there. The relationships stopped working when they moved over there. It was more of like, okay, all these things are happening to our people, you know, like what can we do about that? I would like to say, like, bad things happen to everyone, no, whether good or bad. Everyone in life gets their share. Okay, that was a bit mean. But bad things happen to people, you know, everywhere. So it's not like you can decide to concentrate on that one particular thing and then like build on it and decide to go with it. And I hope that if you're watching this and you know you are an African American who's hoping to do your relocation or transition, I hope that you know that by you having a positive attitude when you come on the continent, it just helps out a bit, because you can't come here with a negative attitude or with all these things, with, you know, downplaying yourself and think that it's going to get better for yourself, you know. It's just, it doesn't work. And there were a few comments about suffering, you know. People were talking about suffering when they come. Let me tell you something. So let me paint a picture. There's something called imagery in my lit class. Okay, you are in a first world country, right? And this other continent, first world continent, yeah. And this other continent is like a third world continent, although someone said it was demeaning to call it that. I would say, okay, it's not first world or first something, right? Why would you expect things to be the way they were in the first world country? I'll give you an example. When I'm going to the village, I don't expect the city life. There's certain things that are going to happen there that I like. If I was in my head a lot, I would be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. But I embrace the situation and make the best of it, right? I'll give an example of my grandmother's home, because my parents, it's different. But my grandmother, when you go to her place, it's just like, she's powered by solar, right? TV is like, it's not that thing. Being on the phone is looked at as being disrespectful, right? So it's more of like, it's just like, be in tune with your people. It's more like connecting with the people that you find there. You wake up, it's the birds chirping, you know, kids are running around, it's a goat somewhere, it's a cow somewhere, you know, like that's the village life. Now, why would I go to the village and expect like tarmac roads, you know, power and things like that? It wouldn't make sense. So I also understand, I'm trying to paint the picture that even if you do move to cities, let's say in Africa and whatnot, you can't expect the amenities or the services to be the same as the services of the States. I hate to break this to you, and I know so many of you are going to be in the comment section going off, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It doesn't work like that. You can't expect certain things. I'm sorry, you know. Power goes off here, and I know some people would throw a fit. Like if the power went off, they would throw a fit and make it everyone's problem. And I just did. Me, myself. Let me call myself out. Which video was it? I think there's a video I did. It will pop up on the screen. I did a video and then I was talking about, oh my God, I can't believe the power is out. I wanted to record, you know, just having like first world problems. I was just like, who am I and what do I think I'm doing? Something like that happens because when it rains, especially in Uganda, I'll speak for Uganda because Our power situation is not that bad, but if there's a construction going on or maintenance, it's going to be bad, right? Like areas like Nigeria, the whole stretch has power issues, but it's mainly because there's a lot of construction and maintenance going on, so the power is never stable over there. But on the other part of it, or the other side of it, which is where I am, the power is quite stable in my opinion. The power is fine for us, right? It's okay. It will go off when it rains, which is like for safety reasons, because like a pole has fallen, a transformer blew out, or a certain line was affected, yet the other line was okay. So it's things like that I originally wouldn't be so bothered by, but I understand that someone watching this who wasn't born in a country like this can be bothered by, you know. And obviously it can get better, the system can get better, but you can't come here expecting first class treatments. Like, look around you. It's not. Get off your phone and get outside. If the power goes off, take a walk, my friend. It's gonna get back on. And there are also other solutions you can have. You can have solar, you can have an inverter, you can have a power station, you can have all those things to just like help you out. And if like the power is connected to your work and the type of work that you do, obviously that's understandable. What am I getting at? I'm trying to tell you, you can't come from a first world country expecting the same services or amenities in a third world country. It won't happen. I'm sorry. I don't want you to be delusional, because one thing I tell my clients every time we jump on a consultation call, I tell them you have to be realistic. You have to be real with yourself. I tell them what to expect. And the same thing that I'm doing here with you. I do not want to lie to you and paint you a fairy tale. Like, oh, it's going to be good, it's going to be great. No, friend, it's not. And I just want you to learn how to pivot and, kind of move around it. She did talk about the scamming in Africa, and how, people get scammed left, right, and center, especially like African Americans, because they come with all this money and they want to invest, and obviously the currency is stronger. When you look at the dollar and the local currency, it's a bit stronger for some countries. Of course, some countries have strong currencies and whatnot. So people come here with the money, and unfortunately they do end up getting scammed, right? I want you guys to watch this clip from Uganda. It's actually a video from Mr. O'Shea, and he talks about people who were scammed. They were trying to get land in Ghana, but they were scammed.
Things and experiences that happen in Ghana. Now stop the show. Y'all are gonna say I'm hating on Ghana. I'm pretty sure that Ghana is great. I'm gonna go one day, and they have some great things to offer. But since Ghana has made themselves the king of the diaspora, come back to Africa movement, move back to Africa, they're gonna get the most criticism, because that's what they said that they were. And so when things come out about Ghana and what's going on there, when it comes to maybe land scams or investment frauds or things like that, Ghana has to also hold that L, because they said they were ready to take on these things. And we're just gonna find out that that's not necessarily true about Ghana. Now, I'm not the only African American or person in the diaspora who's talked about this.
So you guys have watched that clip, and it talks about scamming, and it was such a main issue for this particular lady, and Go Black has also done videos on that. I mean, it's everywhere, but like, I would hate for people to make it such a thing of African scammers, because I don't think that's right. I want to think that scamming happens everywhere. Not to defend the activity itself, not to defend scamming itself. Like, it's bad. I'm not here to defend it, but I'm also trying to tell you, like, it happens everywhere. You just have to be alert. Because even if you're in the States, I'm sure that there's scammers out there, the fraudsters. Even when you go anywhere, I feel like anywhere you go, there's scammers. Like, there are good people and bad people in everything, so it's up to you as an individual to be vigilant. It's very unfortunate that people get scammed. I've gotten scammed before, actually, over land. I won't get into that because that just hurts me from the bottom of my heart, but I ended up resolving the situation with my lawyer and my surveyor, so shout out to them. But it could happen to me, and it happened to me from someone that I knew. I didn't buy land from a stranger. I can't say much about that, but it happened from someone that I knew, right? This is it. what can I say? It happens, guys. It happens. It's up to you to be vigilant. You have to be very vigilant. Now, mind you, when I was doing the process of the land and whatnot, there's certain things I did everything right because I'm very, very, very like I want to tick things off a list and like go down a list of things that I need to do or should have done. And there's one thing that I missed out. And that's a lesson that I learned. My dad is always saying that some lessons are very expensive lessons. And that was a very expensive lesson in life that I learned. And I know people out there are taking expensive lessons. It's very unfortunate, right? Yeah, but it's you just have to be very vigilant. You have to be very vigilant and very alert. Or you just have to like take your money elsewhere. Because scammers are everywhere. I don't think you can hide from them. As long as human beings exist, scamming will exist. No matter where you are, because you can't tell me it's just Africans scamming. No, I'm sure there are other races that are scamming too. Okay, it's just that maybe African scamming is more out there. I want you guys to also watch this. Now you've had it right there from Mr. Go Black. I want to say there's a thing called destination happiness. Let's actually look up the definition for destination happiness, because let's look up the definition for destination happiness. Okay, so destination happiness, it's the belief that happiness is in the destination and can be found somewhere else rather than in the present. Now, a few of us have that problem. We want to think that if I leave this place, I will be happier there, forgetting that the same things that are making you unhappy here will be the same things that are going to make you unhappy there. Now, the people who come on the continent thinking it's going to change their life, they're meeting their brothers and sisters, everyone is going to welcome them with open arms, which is not the norm. Because like you're new in a place, guys. I want us to stop this thinking of, oh, if I go there, I'm going to be welcomed with open arms. It's possible, right? But you are a new person in that area. You have to give people you have to give people the benefits of the doubt. You are a new, even if I remember there's a time we were working all over the country and we used to go to all these remote villages, to all these farms and whatnot, and people were not like, if we went into a town and people could sense that we're not from there, they were not coming to us and just hugging us and saying, oh, you're welcome. They were, putting us at arm's length so they could see who are these people, what are their intentions, and then it's after that they would welcome us with open arms. That's how it works. You don't expect people to start trusting you and to start loving you before they know who you are and what it is that you're bringing, right? And what it is that you're bringing can be good intentions or bad intentions, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be material that are coming in from you, right? Now, like they said, destination happiness, you need to be happy where you are before moving, or you will be triggered. Let me tell you something about, there's a saying that says Africa will humble you or Uganda will humble you. So you will get here and expect the world of this place, and it's going to be disappointment after disappointment, because to you who is used to the fast, who's used to the States and your different way of living, you're going to get here. Obviously, I'm talking for a country like Uganda, because Kenya can be a bit different, because Kenya is more westernized. Obviously, there's some areas in Kenya that are not westernized as the city, but I feel like if you're a foreigner and you're in Nairobi, you would kind of, things would be better for you there than they would be in Uganda. And that's just the honest truth, because things here can kind of trigger you in the wrong way. You could, a pothole could piss you off, power going off would piss you off, the slowness of some people, in the service industry can piss you off. Like, there's so much that Uganda could throw at you to piss you off, that if you are not healed within yourself, you will get triggered and hate the continent, yet it's not like one country shouldn't just put you off with the other countries. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to be happy where you are. Like, you could move and be happy, by the way. This is not like oh, you're not gonna move and be happy. You could move and be happy, but if you don't do the inner work and the inner healing for you to get better, even if you come to Africa, even if you go to the motherland, there's not much that you're going to find there. So yeah, that begs the question, is Africa cursed or not? In my opinion, I do not believe Africa is cursed. I just believe Africa has a long way to go. There's much more that needs to be done, but it's getting there. It's working towards that. I believe that Africa has potential. Africa is not just one country. There's so many countries out there that you can try to explore and see what works for you, right? You don't have to try to settle down in one country. You can be everywhere that it is that you want to be. So yes, have hope, have faith, find inner healing. Suffering is everywhere. I'm so sorry to be that person, but yeah, I do not want to come here and sugarcoat things. I like to think that I stand for the truth. I want to come here and tell you what you can expect when you come to the motherland, and that's like my number one thing when I'm doing consultations. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Please drop a number 1 if you watched till the end. We're doing something with my subscribers where it's like, if you watch to the end, you drop a 1, and then I send you drop a 1 and send me an email at joannamaaya.com, and then I'll send you an ebook or do a consultation. Basically give you a reward for watching to the end, an appreciation, because I don't take it for granted. Okay, so please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am on the road to 10k. Very excited about that. Very excited for what's to come. I am cooking and trying to see what sticks and what doesn't stick. All right, and yeah guys, to all the nice things, give it a thumbs up, like this video, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.